Hey everyone, this is Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm. Wait for it, the Amazon FBA and e-commerce podcast.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm.
All right, so we have a great topic today and a great friend. But we're going to be talking about 5 steps to market your podcast, including 10 trends that you need to know in 2021. So my guest is the digital blacksmith. He specializes in driving external traffic. He does a great job of it and building huge communities. We'll get into that. He's also an expert in developing and engaging, monetizing digital communities. He's worked for years as a CEO in a multi-million-dollar media company in the Netherlands, and he is the founder and CEO of Digital Blacksmiths. I got to say, I think I was in there somewhere. But anyways, he was my business partner. He's gone on to develop an incredible company called Digital Blacksmith. His name, I talk about him all the time on the podcast, Wilfried Ligthart. So before I get to him, Kelsey, where are you?
Hello, happy Wednesday.
Kelsey, stop. Don't say another word. Before we get started, I want to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Global Wired Advisors, a leading investment bank focused on optimizing your business and sales process. For more information, please contact Chris and his team over at globalwiredadvisors.com. Kelsey, come on back.
Okay, thank you. I'm back. But welcome everyone. Andrew Smith is here. He is in Georgia, I think. And Simon, welcome. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Just a small clarification. It's 5 steps to market your product, not podcast. So yeah, so close.
Did I say that? Close. I was close, but so far away.
All right, but before we get started, if you can smash those like buttons, ring that bell on YouTube. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. So we really appreciate it if you could go over to our YouTube page and hit that subscribe button. As well, we have our Patreon account. This is our monthly subscription service for extra content, guest lessons, AMAs, hot seats. We just started this in June, but that's something that we're doing now. It's like a tiered monthly service. We just had our first guest lesson with Alpha Lobby, who shared about an hour of his time with us with our small group community.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. And I think that's about it. We do have a prize today, so stick around with that. I think you guys will really enjoy it. It's going to be a good one. Let's see. Welcome, Dr. Cause. He's been waiting for Wilfried to come back. And we got a couple Facebook users, which I'll figure out who these guys are. But yeah, we can get started.
Hey, Kels, are you getting any feedback? I'm just curious. I cannot, for some reason on my laptop, I can't control the volume, and you're coming through really loud. I don't know what happened. It's just gone on mute. But I'll have to fix that out later, but I just want to make sure that it's not feeding back.
I'm not hearing feedback. It might be me. I'm not sure.
No. Okay. So anyways, if anybody listening, if you are hearing any feedback, just let us know. I'll try to change this. All of a sudden, my own computer's locked me out. Man, it sounds like my wife. So anyways, she's always locking the door. Okay. So anyway, if you have any questions, throw them over in the comments section. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy the podcast. Where is the man, the myth, the legend? How are you, sir?
Very well, Norm. Thank you for being on the show today.
Yeah. No problem at all. I do want to, man, Wilfried, you're like the before and after, okay? Like I'm the pasty white guy with, bald head, and you're like this blonde goddess over there. And I bet you don't even go in the sun.
No, it's my Florida tan. When you have a home in Florida, you only need 10 minutes a day after that to become tanned like this. And I sit only 10 minutes a day in the sun, actually, because, we work a lot. I'm an, as you said, digital blacksmith, but we're just idiots plowing away behind our computer for 14 hours a day. But so we don't see that much sunlight. But yeah.
But I'm out in the sun like, 4 or 5 hours a day. This is my Canadian tan.
Yeah. I bet you do, but that's when you smoke a cigar in the evening, then I guess.
That's exactly what it is. Hey, for those of the people, like I know I kind of did a bit longer introduction than I normally do, but how much I respect what you do and just love seeing the results that you can provide. But if people don't know you, can you just give a brief background of who you are and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. I started my own company in 2015 already. And before that, I was the CEO of a big media firm. And I thought, well, let's do something online for myself. And, I'm Dutch, so we hate to spend money on useless things. And I was running ads on Facebook like everyone is doing, PPC ads and that kind of stuff. But soon I found out that they're very expensive. The most, always when I talk to lawyers, if you want to get your competition out of business, just click on their ads a few times, because sometimes you pay up to $900 per click for
What?
DOI lawyer in New York or something like that. It's $900 per click. So if you click 10 times, he's out of business. And that's why I thought there should be a way to make it easier and more productive and more cheaper to get in contact with your clients. And that's also what I'm going to talk about today. So it's a cliffhanger, this one. You should do the advertisement and then I go do the rest again. But but what I wanted to say is that I soon found out if you provide a real service, if you provide real quality, Facebook and Google don't want your money. And it's the same way with Amazon, I guess, as well. I'm not that expert in Amazon PPC. But providing a service means that you really give the audience something they look out for or they like to read. And I will talk about more in a minute as well. And I soon found out that my cost per click from 75 cents went up to half a cent, because I post stuff. And normally when I do onboarding calls, I give an example of flea and ticks. Let's say you sell flea and tick collars. If you do keyword research, you see that 3,600 people look for that particular keyword every month in the US. And the keyword difficulty is only 5 out of 100. So it's very easy. For me, it's relatively easy to rank page 1 for that keyword. What we then do, and I call it the snowball model, is you post the content on every social media outlet you have, Facebook and Instagram and whatever. People click on it, go to your website, and all those big companies, they all look at each other because they don't want to miss out on the next big trend. And if Google sees that you get a lot of traffic from Facebook, they think, oh, that must be important. And that means that all those big companies look at each other. And if that happens, you will get a lot of traffic for free because you're doing something very good. And I always say my motto in life is provide value first and the money will follow. It may sound strange, but for those big companies, it's actually the same, because if you provide a service, they don't want your money. You do what you do best, keep doing it, they will get the money from your competitor. So that's basically when I found out that if you do it the right way, the sky is the limit, basically. I got 1 million clicks in 2 months to my websites for, I said, half a cent per click. And I love to share as well as what I'm doing today as well. So before you know it, you and I teamed up and we had a marketing firm. It was never my intention to start an agency because we were doing great with our own audiences. And back in 2019, we reached 2 billion people with Facebook marketing on a $10,000 budget. And it's every time again, look out for what's best for your audience. And if you do it the right way, then amazing things will happen. And I scaled back the last year from onboarding new clients. I have my own 3 projects right now where we take one company public. I'm a little bit involved in the crypto world where I do the marketing. And other than that, basically you're doing all kinds of crazy things online. So
you nailed it. One thing, and we'll dive right into the communities and how to build your products. But one thing that I found out very quickly when we met in Orlando is that there is a cultural difference between the Netherlands and at least this guy sitting in northern Canada. You remember when we opened the fridge?
Yeah. We had your side of the fridge and you had my side of the fridge, yeah? And my side was green and your side was red from the chocolate fingers. Or the
Yeah,
Kit
the
Kat,
Butterfingers and all the
Butterfingers,
chocolates.
Coca-Cola, and I had
Uh,
lettuce and all kinds of crazy healthy stuff.
so you're and all the pop, and you had all these other healthy things, and so anyways, yeah, completely different mentality, and I'm still healthy. So anyway, I think I the chocolate diet does work.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's dig into today's topic. And one of the things that you do exceptionally well is building audiences. So where do you even start? So we've got a lot of Amazon sellers. Okay,
Yeah.
where do you start to build your audience for your product listing?
Well, first take a step back. Before you start even doing a product, invent something worth making, I always say. Yeah?
Oh yeah,
If you have something that people want to have, then create a story worth telling. And if you have a story worth telling, contribute talking about it. And that should be done on a very regular basis. You get penalized if you don't post every day on Instagram, for example, or penalized. Your reach will be go down a little. If you post once every day, and I do it once every other day, and I do it every day, I always get more reach. And you need to spread the word, show up regularly, consistently, and generously, sometimes for years and years and years. And I always say that it's better to matter a lot to a few than matter a few to a lot. And that's what people, I think, make the biggest mistake. They want to go viral for millions and millions of people. But the first step, and let's step into the 5 steps already, define your audience. How old are your target followers? I just talked to Kelsey before we were live. He said, do you do anything with TikTok? No, I don't, because it's not my audience. The youngsters are there. But if you have a product that they like, go by all means, do TikTok marketing. So where does your audience live? What jobs do they have? What are their challenges? How and when do they use social media? What social media do they use? So research is of the utmost importance. And if you have that figured out, find out what's useful, what's interesting, what's trending, what's relevant in your niche. I just talked to a guy selling CBD products, and we found out that people want to know what is it purity? Is it the natural product? And keyword difficulty of that particular topic was also very low. So write a quality article. And if you write an article, this is what I always say, for Amazon sellers, you need to have your own website. Either sell through Shopify or use it as a blog post with links to your products. Because I always say trust is good, but control is better. And when I was on stage, I'm not sure if you know it, in New York, I asked the audience, and they did $200 billion or something. It was a crazy number. And
was that at Ed's event, right? Ed Rosenberg?
Yeah. There were 600 people in the audience, and they said, who of you trust Amazon? And I don't hope anyone from Amazon is listening there now, because they're going to search for the guest list. But nobody was raising their hands. And then my second question was, who is in control of his business? And again, nobody raised his hand. And there were people in the audience that did 200 million a year. And if you're not in control, then you do something wrong. So I always say, diversify, even with your social media strategy. 20% Facebook, 20% Instagram, 20% YouTube, because you get kicked off for saying nothing. I cannot share my screen, but we posted a picture of a dog. Someone posted that in our group, and it said, doesn't this guy look crazy today? The girls will love him. And it got deleted for sexual harassment. A dog.
What?
with a nice head on it. So the algorithm of Facebook, they're nuts. And you said it all the way in the beginning, a total different topic, but you will be soon on Flix as well, that we were doing. And what we're doing
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, what we're doing there is, our phrase is canceling the cancel culture. And that's what you need to do with a brand as well. I had a talk to a friend of mine. He's actually launching a product. And he had an advertising company, and they made me nuts, because can we use a guy? Can we use a girl? Can we use an Afro-American? Should we use someone with a mustache? Should use someone with a beard? There's nothing you can do anymore because someone will be offended about it. So that's also part of your research. Let's not go too wide, but define your audience. That's important. And if they are in that kind of space, be very careful what to say and what to do, because you get blocked by Facebook or people get offended by it. So,
hey, Wilfried, that you brought up a great topic. And how do you defend against something like that? So you put up an ad, and I know we did. When we put up the stinky bully stick thing, we had a lot of animal rights people like that commented back, and it didn't go the way that I thought it would. I thought it was more fun, but like you said, there's going to be people that are going to be horrible.
Yeah.
How do you defend against that?
Well, one thing is very important, and hardly anyone is doing that as well. That's brand reputation management. You need to read all your comments. And there are tools out there, for example, awario.com. I'm not sure if it's free, but I got it from AppSumo for $49 or something like that. You can put in your keywords or your brand name. It will scan the internet 24/7. And when your name pops up, you will get a notification. You see if it's good or bad. And if it's bad, always jump on it and go into a dialogue with them. And if you can't solve the problem, at least clients know that you care about what they're saying, or you're trying to solve it. And if someone's saying you're amazing, then thank them for it. That's the extra step you should do as well. And then you know exactly what's going on, because before you know it, it spreads like wildfire. And then everyone is talking bad about you. And if you see that someone is not happy, try to fix the problem.
So I can see where things start to get momentum. And I've seen this just watching strings, and somebody starts with a negative comment, and it doesn't have to be harsh. It could just, hey, I just didn't like the scent. And then somebody picks it up, and it goes further and further and further. The quicker you nip it, the better too. And especially, like you just said, if you can reach out to that person, and maybe it just showing them that it's not like they are viewing it. Okay, maybe it's maybe somebody doesn't like your product because it's plastic, and you just let them know, no, the product is actually made from recycled material, and at least get that negativity stopped as soon as possible, because if it's too quick, I mean, it'll spread very quickly. And I've experienced that.
Yeah, and that's why I also said it's still in step one, so we're still okay.
Yep.
That you should define your audience, and then if you matter a lot to them, they will become your loyal ambassadors. And I've seen that also happening with groups we created, and it's one of the 10 Facebook steps you should do. Create your own group. That if someone is negative about you, they will take care of the person. You shouldn't even do it as a brand. Other people will say, oh, you're an idiot because it's a great brand. Or let's say they say that I don't like the smell. Other people will say, well, I love it. And if then 5 people say it's the best brand ever, you do not have to say anything. And then you stay away from the politics of it. And it works exceptionally well. But you need to read all your comments. And that's what I always say on stage as well. I bring you good and bad news. The good news is anyone can do it. The bad news is it's a lot of work. And we don't have any magic button. We do, as I said, plow away 14 hours a day behind the computer. And I'm not complaining, because this is a paid hobby for me. But that's what you need to do. And let's take step 2 in our mind, because that's a nice bridge. That you need to set goals. Before you start your strategy, what do you want to achieve out of it? Is it just because everyone is on Facebook, you want to be on Facebook as well? Or do you want to generate leads, or increase conversions on your website, or improve your customer service? You can also use the social media platform just to take care of your audience if they have questions or whatever. Or if you want to sell something, then it's the best place to go as well. But a lot of people are on Facebook because they are on Facebook. And I know, let's throw some numbers in this podcast. It's always nice. 3.78 billion people are on Facebook nowadays. are at their computer for 2.5 hours or behind a mobile phone every day. And the power of marketing is that 73% of all people that advertise online say it's amazing. 54% of all the people, they do online research before they buy a product. So that's when you see that it's amazing. 50% use influencers. If someone says this is amazing, you should buy it, they will just buy it without even seeing it. So you see that all those numbers are so incredibly important that you need to be out there. And I know it's a time constraint because there are only 24 hours in a day. It's money-wise very hard to do. But if you do it the right way, and you don't have to spend hours and hours at it. I say sometimes if you make yourself mad at Sunday morning between 8 and 10 or something, you can post your content for the rest of the week. Let's say I wrote an article about flea and tick collars. You can create a video out of that particular topic. You can make it square, so you can use it on Instagram. You can use it as a Facebook post. So repurpose your content. That's also something that people don't do. So if you have one piece of content, but you just use the same content on every different platforms. And what we always say is you need to create an omnipresence. Be everywhere. And of course, first master Facebook and then go to Instagram. They don't do everything at once if you don't know what you're doing. And another tip I want to set with set goals, for example, if you want to say I want to grow to 1,000 followers and I want to have 10 followers every day, there are tools that you can use. For example, if people like your post, you can invite them to like your page. You need to click on the likes. You see a whole list of people and you can just click the invite button. It's a tedious job, but again, it's a lot of work. And what we're also doing to grow fast is if someone shares your content, we go in and say, hey, you're amazing, you shared our content. And as I said, before you know it, they will be your top fans. Do a giveaway for your top fans every month or something like that. There is a tool called King Sumo.
Yeah, I love that.
Basically, social shares. We did one for a client the other day. We had 1,600 entries, but they shared the content 30,000 times. So talking about free organic traffic, and we gave away a prize worth $300. So those things are amazing as well. And with your permission, I'd like to go to step 3. That's plan your content mix. Quantity is no longer sufficient. It should be all about quality. I always say to my team, if you post something and you will not share or like it yourself, don't post it. So go dig deeper and find something that's actually amazing. And what I always say, it's a little trick I do. If let's say you're into the bicycles, sign up for all your competitors' Facebook pages because the algorithm thinks, oh, that guy is all into the bicycles. So before you know it, you see all their posts in your feed. And if you see something you like, don't duplicate it, but make it better. At least you have the idea of what's working and what's not working. And that's also what we do with the keyword research, for example. If you want to rank number 1, as I said, for the flea and tick collars, what's ranking currently number 1? And you have all different kinds of tools, Ahrefs, SEMrush, SimilarWeb. There are so many tools out there. I use SERPstat. It's for free for 5 searches. And if you see what the keyword research is and you see what the number 1 is doing, find out how long their text is. If it's 1,500 words, make an article of 2,500 words. If they have 3 images, make it 5 images. What also works incredibly well on Google nowadays is frequently asked questions, because they will pop up all the way at the top. So put in your question and answer it yourself. So how does holy sticks smell? Horrible. But if you put the question and the answer in your blog post, Google will just copy that whole thing and put it all the way up the top. And that's also let's say you're an Amazon seller and you sell walking shoes. Make a blog post not about walking shoes because you need to outrank Amazon on that topic. Make an article about gifts for runners. Incorporate 10 articles, maybe you don't even sell yourself, but at least you have a complete and an amazing article about gifts for runners. And of course, your product will be all the way at the top and mentioned a few other times in the article. But yeah, that's the way to outrank the competition as well. And we did it with a vacuum cleaner. The search volume was 10,000 a month. And yeah, I'm very proud of my team as well, because they say I'm the legend, but without my team, I'm nothing. And we ranked at number 1 in 4 days. And we outranked Amazon even. Why? Because our article was amazing. Frequently asked questions. We put in 3 product reviews, incorporate at least 5 to 6 images. People think 300 words, 1 image, and I will be number 1. Well, that's not it. And yeah, you need to go over your content every other day, and that's why you need to set goals. Step 2, step 3 is plan your content mix, because client testimonials, thank you gifts, delivering your products to customers. You can create an how do you call it, an outbox video or inbox video that you put the product out of the box.
Yep.
Those things are amazing as well. And yeah, what we also do on Facebook, for example, 80% should be value, of course. You can do every sale in 5 posts. But inspirational quotes, interact with your fans, as I said. You're amazing because you share their content. Balance your post, not only pictures, not only videos, and not only links, but then a video, then a link. And ask questions, hold a poll, hold a contest. As I said, the giveaway is amazingly well. And what you also should do, and 99% does it the wrong way, is post when your people are online. So it's basically part of the research. But we see so many times that people go to the office and think, oh, I need to post something on Facebook, take a picture, post it online at 9 a.m. But nobody is online at 9 a.m. They're online normally between 1 and 5 p.m. Probably they get bored at a day job and they go scroll a little bit, or people are free from school or whatever. So that's when you need to be out there. And the first 50 minutes, with everything you do, is the most important. It's the most important on Facebook, on YouTube. And if you get traction in the first 15 minutes, yeah, amazing things will happen. And my record is a video with 85 million views on it. And if that happens, I think you were talking to the client the other day we had, and you went in, it was at 1 million. And when you left, it was at 2 million. And I think the only thing you did with the client was look at the statistics for, I remember something like that. Do you still remember that one? The client wasn't even interested in our proposal, but he looked at the statistics and said, this is nuts.
Yeah.
400 or 500 people per second on your website. And yeah, that makes us marketeers amazingly going, because that's what we love to do. But yeah, that's what you do. And then step 4, optimize your page for engagement. You need to be, if you bring someone belonging, connect, peace of mind, as I said in the beginning, they don't want what you make. They want what it will do for them. You sell emotions, feelings, status, and not tasks and stuff. They don't care if you have bully sticks, but if you say your dog will be silent for a whole hour because he's still chewing on his bully stick, they say, where can I buy it? And that's what you need to find out about your product. What will it do for them? Peace of mind or status or whatever. Because if you look at all those branded clothing, I even have this one, for example. It's the same thing you can buy at Walmart for $5, but this one has a brand on it, and they load it up with all kinds of amazingly images. Oh, it's a podcast, and nobody will see it, but it's a polo. And this thing is $80, and the difference is marketing. That's the only thing. Of course, a little bit of quality. Otherwise, people say, "Did you ever wear something from Walmart before?" But
Wilfried, I like to just mention that's such a key point. That we talk about perceived value, or trying to bring the price up. Don't be a bottom dweller, okay? And we've talked about that a lot. But if you've got a crappy product, and you're trying to either with packaging sell a crappy product in a nice package, or just put the price up on a crappy product, it's not going to work.
Nope.
There's got to be quality there. And even if you have really nice images and a really great title, if the person gets it, that customer experience, if it's recurring anyways, they're not going to buy from you again. It's got to be quality, and you nailed it.
Yeah, that's so important, and that's the same with posting your product online. We had a client the other day, and he was so protective over his brand, and everything should be in the same font coloring and that kind of stuff. His whole Facebook page looked the same because every post had the same coloring and look and feel to it. So you need to mix it up and be funny, be entertaining, because even in a very, how do you say it, a serious newspaper, they have a cartoon in it to laugh. We need to laugh as well. And I see Connie is dropping off.
There we go.
Hi.
Connie is coming because you made a comment in the opening, Connie.
Hello.
Yeah. No, she brought down my coffee and she says hi. We've got to get together again soon, one of these years when the country allows me to travel.
Absolutely.
But anyways, sorry for the interruption. I just knew that Connie would like to see you again.
Well, that was point 5 on my list. Happy wife is a happy life.
That's true.
Yeah. So if you want to save your marriage, take care of that part. No, just joking. But it's important to have, and it's not in my 5 steps. I always say it's a lot of work, but you need to mix up your private life with your Amazon business as well. Of course, I know every day you need to put bread on the table, but I said 14 hours I plow away at my computer, but I also do fun things with my boys. But that's also important. It's a cliche, but enjoy every day as it is there. So
it's got to be a mix. There's got to be a blend. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So the last step on my list was track conversions. What is a post actually doing? Why is that post better than that post? Of course, you can incorporate the Facebook pixel in your list. Pixel 5Me is a very good one to track Amazon links. So that's a good one to we use that. It's $9 a month or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not affiliated to anything, so I just shout out what I use. And build target audience for future promotions. That's so important. And as I said, if you do a giveaway, sometimes you have people that only do giveaways, so that's the wrong audience. But your top fans, they will be your sales force if you treat them the right way. If someone buys your product all the time, ask them for a review. Or you cannot do that on Amazon, of course.
Well, you can ask. You just can't, ask it a certain way. If you like it, click here. If you didn't, click here. But you can actually ask for a review.
Yeah, okay. That's good that you mention it because, as I said, I'm not the Amazon expert anymore. We had a fun time at Amazon HQ the other day in London. That's 3 years ago, I guess now.
I can't believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did have a blast.
Nobody will believe that we were there because we were not allowed to take pictures there, in the lobby. They chased us around. So just joking, but that's a bad experience for the Amazon headquarters. And that's what I said. You need to be there for your audience and take care of your clients as well. Fun thing is, I just read a research report that 90% of all companies, they don't respond in 5 minutes. And that's killing for your business. And also research show that if they ask a business the same question, let's say 3 businesses the same question, the one that answers first get the sale. And that's how it works. And what I love to use, and that's another tip for my Facebook top 10 for 2021, and it's basically an old one, of course, but use chatbots. It's amazing. The chatbot potential is out there, and you can treat people 24/7 like they are your VIPs, and it's all done on autopilot. 95% of all questions are still the same questions: shipping, handling, and what time will it be? Maybe a tutorial about how to use a product. You can put it all in the chat widget, and before they click the get started, or when they click the get started button, you say, "Oh, you're so amazing that we talk to each other. Did you ever bought a product?" And if they say yes, you're even more amazing. So give them a good feeling, and then based upon keywords in their question, answer that. And if you cannot do it because they say something strange, and say, "Oh, so sorry, I cannot help you right now, but our expert will be here tomorrow morning," or whatever your opening hours are.
Mm-hmm.
and then you can take good care of them. And that's the way to do it.
All right. Before we get any further into the 10 trends for Facebook, let's take some questions. But before we even get to the questions, just wanted to let people know that we do have a giveaway today. And it's a great giveaway. Wilfried, you're giving away a consult, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I was just joking and say I will give away a 30-minute roast of your social media presence, because that normally happens. And what I also tell clients or future clients, we don't sugarcoat. I'm not sure if it's a Dutch thing, but if it doesn't look that well, we just say it out loud. And just a sidestep, I had a client the other day on the phone, and I said, your website is horrible. And I was just backing down on him, and he was silent. I said, are you still there? He says, yes, but my wife is actually... He created the website, so he was afraid telling his wife that his website sucked. But that's why I say this is a real business, eh? And if you only do 90% of your potential, then it will never work. So
with this consult, Wilfried doesn't do consults. He doesn't do them very often. He's not taking on new clients. He's tied up with multiple companies as CTO, and he's got some really cool things happening. But if you are looking for this consult, Wheel of Kelsey, hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, tag 2 people, you get an extra entry. And let's see, I think that's it. So questions, let's do this a little differently today because we're going into a different topic. If there's any questions about the 5 steps to improving your product, do we have any, Kelsey?
Yeah, we had a couple come in from
Sure.
Dr. Cause and Simon.
Yep.
Okay, so from Dr. Cause, hey Wilfried, recently I've been playing around with Shopify in-cart pop-ups. It sunk my conversion, too much friction on checkout. Any proven ideas that have worked for you?
Yeah, well, we hate those pop-ups, and if we hate them, then Google will hate them even more. They hate all kinds of automation. And what I normally will do if you have a Shopify store is you'll use a tool called Hotjar, for example. You can also use your Google Analytics to see where people actually click on. Sometimes that will give you insights on where people actually click on. And that's a nice way to see if you have your products all the way up and that kind of stuff. And what I love to do is an exit pop-up, because people want to leave, and then you can say, oh, don't leave, we will give you 20% discount or something like that. They already had in their mind to leave. So if they have a bad experience about your pop-up, okay, so they were already running to the door. And that's something we use quite a lot to see that works very well. And totally off topic, but what also works very well on your Shopify is bundling products. Let's say people also bought this, and that. So let's say they buy a golf club. They say, oh, you need to have the balls as well, or the batteries, including with your product. And a lot of people will go for that. And the money is in the retargeting and in the upsell,
Right.
or in the downsell. That's where you make money.
No, agreed.
Use as little pop-ups as possible, and you can do an extent pop-up. And what I also hate is that people say, join my emailing list. You sign up and you never hear anything. So just don't use it then. Huh?
And if, like you said at the very beginning, if you do a pop-up, you can do a pop-up, but make sure there's value there. Not just to get the person's email, not just for a newsletter. Make sure that there's some form of value that they want it. They're not going to give up. People these days don't give up their emails easily.
No, or your pop-up can also be funny or interactive, or have somebody crying like crazy, like, oh, you're leaving, what's happening? Then people, okay, let's take another look at it, and maybe they will buy it from you. Huh?
Right.
Okay, great. From Simon, engaging with an audience is very time consuming. How do we manage this? There are so many other tasks: product design, manage suppliers, listings, PPC, Google Ads, counting my money, and so on.
Yeah, normally I would say hire the digital blacksmith, but we don't onboard clients anymore. But you And that's why I said, start to get. Let's zoom them up all 5 now again. Step 1 is define your audience. Step 2 is set goals. Step 3 is plan your content mix. Step 4 is optimize your page for engagement, and 5 is conversion. Track your audience. So plan your content mix. Use tools like Hootsuite or Post Planner or Promo Republic. Then you have all your tools basically in a calendar form. And what's what I said, if you make yourself a little mad on Sunday morning, you see what your competition is doing because you track what they are doing in your feed, then in 2 hours you should be done for the rest of the week. And of course, if you want to grow, then you need to interact with your audience. And that's time consuming. So find out for your product what is the best time spent ROI on things to do. But we still see that it works very well.
One of the tricks that we do is we create these we call them canned responses, but they're not. So as a positive comment or a negative comment comes in, this is the way that we handle it. And then we just add it, and then the VA can go in, take a look at it, put it in their words, and if it's a different question, it goes onto the list, and then you might have to come back to me or whoever, and we'll add that answer. And it makes things so easy. And the other thing, like you said, Wilfried, if you have a chatbot will answer a lot of these questions, automatically. But Simon, my answer to you, because you have a larger company, I'd be hiring a VA to do it and just do the canned response.
Absolutely.
But you make the canned response personal. Like a canned response isn't really what I should be calling it, but it's just an answer that you personalize.
Yeah, and that's why I set goals. If you hire a VA and it costs $2,000, find out how many more products you should sell to get your $2,000 back. And if you have that goal, your clear goal, then you will never be surprised. And that's one thing I see a lot happening with entrepreneurs, that they got surprised. Oh, is that costing so much? We sometimes make a joke with those big companies. 50% of the marketing budget is a waste, but they don't know which 50%. So they just keep on going. And that's what you need to do. You clear goals. What do you want to achieve out of it?
Okay. Is there any more questions, Kels?
Okay, well, we have one more question, and then we can move on to the next topic. This is from Benedict. Do you have any must-have add-ons for a new WordPress website?
I think you mean plugins?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, Yoast is a free one for SEO purposes. That's it's Dutch, so it should be good. That's a great one. I love to use WP Rocket to do the caching. Speed is of the essence on Google. The first thing when you're done with your website, go to Google Speed Insights. It's free. Then you will see what Google thinks of your website. And it should be 60 or higher. It should at least be in the green, because otherwise you will never rank number 1. And with a tool, with a plugin like WP Rocket, you can improve your caching. Caching is basically making a copy of your website on their hard drive. So the second time they will come to your website, most of the imagery will be on your desktop already, so it doesn't have to load all those things. That's a cool one. There are some free toolings as well to smush your images, to compress them a little. So you need to be careful on that part as well. And I always say usability and design. Those things should be as well. Go to Fiverr, for example, to have a nice website banner, because it still is the first impression that people will have from your brand.
Right.
Yeah. Of course, what's also very important is WordFence. It's a free firewall, and there are 6 million WordPress hack attacks every day. It's crazy. So I use that one as well. Duplicator, to make backups of your website, is so important. People forget about it and they get hacked and the website is gone. So all your work, what you did for 3 hours or 3 years, that's just gone. So that's not from a marketing perspective, but more from a security perspective is very important. And I can go on. We have a whole list, but legal, pages. WP Legal is free because you can put on your disclaimers and that kind of stuff. It's very important.
We talked about this other thing, and it just came up 2 weeks ago where somebody was sued $1 million for not being ADA compliant.
Yeah,
so
we still do that part, by the way. So you can go to digitalblacksmith.io and go to ADA compliance because that's so important. Hardly anyone knows it, but there is a law in place that anyone with a disability should enter your website. So if you're blind, they still need to enter your website. And we created a tool that will actually read everything out loud, so people will know exactly what to do. And you don't want to leave out a huge audience that are blind or seeing impaired or hearing impaired or whatever. So you need to take care of them with the ADA compliance law. I totally forgot about that one, Norm. But
and the trick that these people are using is they sue not for $1 million, but they'll go for 10,000 or 20,000, and to go to court to defend it would cost you so much more. So you end up just paying these people off. And so we've got that on every.
You have a 100% chance you lose it in court. Huh? There is no fighting it. So sorry to interrupt you, but that's
no. And I watched that video on your site, and it said that over whatever it was last year, maybe. Or maybe it was over the month, there were 7,000 lawsuits launched from that lady from Florida.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They had 600 in traffic every month. That's it. But you know that lawyers can be vultures, and there's one suing me right now because I said it. But there are idiots out there. The ambulance chasers found a new ambulance to chase, and that's mom and pop stores or websites that are not compliant. And
so we went down a different rabbit hole, but now let's just go on to the 10 items that we have to know about Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. What still works, it may be a door opener or whatever, but Facebook Live is still back in favor. We do one right now, it still works like crazy. What is very hot and happening right now, and it's even in Amazon, I know they have a tool for it, is augmented reality. ER is when you get those bunny ears on your head, should look amazingly well on you, But let's say you sell couches, you can just put your phone into your living room and you see actually how the couch you wanted to buy is in your living room. Or you can use it with a TV. Let's say you sell TVs. You just go with your phone through all different walls, and it looks like the TV is already there. So ER is definitely something that grows amazingly well, and will definitely help your sales. Because if people are doing that step to see if it matches the living room, it's a 99% deal already, because they only need to create out the credit card and that's it. So video Facebook marketing, it still works very well. What I said, unbox videos, if people open it up or talk about your products, tutorials, those things work amazingly well. Private instant-driven communities, so groups, your own private group, where you can help people, give them VIP treatments, talk about products, problems, and other things. So if I sell running shoes, talk about amazing ways you can start running or something, and how it can change your life, or diets or whatever. Just make it a little broader, but make it interesting for people to show up in your group. And as I said, they will be your loyal followers and ambassadors. So include online shopping experiences. As I said, if you have your Facebook page, people say they send you an email and say, "Oh, it was amazing because I use it for this, this, and that." Use that message in your communication. You can also ask, "Can you please send a picture or whatever with the product, or do a giveaway for people that want to do it?" And we asked a video testimonial the other day from a person, and he did an amazing job. And we now use that video in our communication. So that's very works very well. Facebook newsfeed ad formats. If you run Facebook ads put them in your Facebook news feed. They will still work exceptionally well. Out of 10 posts, you will see 2 or 3 ads, and let them blend in with regular content. Don't be in their face, buy my product, 20% off. Make it a little bit more appealing, but it still works very well. As I said, chatbots, use chatbots potential. And number 10, there is more support within Facebook for small businesses. You can have a line of credit. You can have free credits even from Facebook. So check out as well what they're doing, especially with all the COVID times, that they really want to help out. The Facebook Marketplace, maybe you can use that one. That's an extra. But those 10 things we see are trending currently. So use them all.
One of the other things that I'd like to add is if you are joining a group, so let's say that you find you're into the pet niche, there's a pet group there, don't go promoting. Value. The more that you provide as value, the people in the group will see it as value, and they'll probably end up liking your page. Yeah,
that's and that's what we did the other day as well. We didn't talk about Reddit. But Reddit is male oriented. It's a 21-34 audience. Of course, there are other persons as well. But do an MAA, ask me anything, and people will love it, because if you have a product that's trending or a gadget or whatever, you need to talk about it, and they don't know what it will actually do for them. Do an ask me anything, and they can ask all kinds of great questions about the product, and that works amazingly well as well.
Very good. All right. So, Simon, I see there might be one more question.
Yep. So let's see. From Simon, with all the shipping issues, inventory is an issue. Instead of driving buyer traffic, what would you do with your audience?
What would you do with your audience? I don't understand the question. I know if inventory is an issue, then be always upfront about it. What I love, for example, with Shopify is that you say you will have it in 4 days, and we have 100 items in stock. So I'm not sure if that is an answer to your question.
Maybe, Simon, if you could just clarify that. And the other thing, too, buying horrible traffic. I remember, hey, we've experienced it where 100,000 people are following you, but the only reason why they're following you is because you got cheap clicks, and they have nothing to do. You poor engagement, and basically, I remember, you got to do a new Facebook site, or page, because it was all crap.
Yeah, that's what I always say. Facebook doesn't care about how many fans you have. They care about the engagement, how many people talk about your business. And talking about your business means they like it, they share a comment, and that kind of stuff. So that's basically engagement rate. And we outperform almost everyone. And even Amazon has a very poor engagement rate. And that's why you need to trigger your audience. That's why you need to ask questions, run a poll, because then you will interact with your business. And it's so important because Facebook cares about engagement. If people go to Facebook, they want to have a good time or they want to learn something. And if you provide that service, as I said, I always use the metaphor like we go to a dance club. We're at the door, but that's a bouncer. And the bouncer says, oh, you're allowed to go in, Norm. You can party with the girls and I'm left outside. And that's how the Facebook algorithms and Google algorithms work as well. They decide who gets to party with the girls. And if you are allowed to go in, you have the time of your life. And that's the same with online marketing as well. If the Facebook algorithm loves what you're doing, you'll reach 1 million page views almost overnight. And that feeling is incredible. If you grow 10,000 followers on Instagram. But that's also a cliche. Becoming number one is easy, but staying there is even more of a challenge. And that's why you need to show up regularly. And that's why it's a lot of work. But you can outsource it to a good VA, of course.
Right. Okay, I see, Kels, that Simon cleared up something. I can't read it, but...
Yeah, so Simon is saying that he has almost no stock available and none coming for weeks, and it was due to the Suez ship So I guess he's wondering what can he do with his audience when he doesn't have
Well, you definitely
the
stay in
traffic.
touch with your audience, because if you do not do anything for 3 weeks, your traffic will be gone. Your audience, it looks like they're still there as your fans, but you will not show up in their feed. So what you need to do then is be upfront about it. We are so popular. We're out of inventory for 3 weeks because everyone wanted a product, and then you should just post inspirational quotes, funny memes, keep the ball rolling. And 1 week before you have inventory again, you can say, oh, we have amazing news, because in 1 week we have our inventory up and running again. And maybe you can even do a giveaway, or for your VIP, you can do a discount and say, thank you for waiting, here's a 10% off or something like that. But be upfront about it. It's all about communication.
Okay, great. And let's see. Should you ever drive Facebook traffic direct to Amazon or to your website?
Well, I would mix it up, because every business is different. Every product is different. Some people love to go to Amazon, and somebody wants to see more about the product on your website first. So test them all out and see what's worked best for you. And it was step 5 is to conversion tracking. If you do it directly to Amazon and you outperform everyone, and you sell 1,000 products more, keep doing what you do best, and test it on your website as well and see what works best. And that's also what I said in step 3 is mixing up your content. You can do one today straight to Amazon. Tomorrow you do one to your website. And that's also mixing up. Facebook, by the way, hates if you have links in your posts. So you can do one now without a link. 2 hours later, you do one with link. So hopefully the first one was exciting enough to piggyback the other one upon that success. So that's also what you need to mix up.
Okay, awesome. And from Dr. Kaz, hey Wilfried, what's your opinion on Google Smart Shopping? It's been working amazing for me.
Yeah, well, if it works amazingly well, then keep on doing it. And there are so many other things what you can do. And I heard very good things about Google Smart Shopping as well. But even Instagram has now a shopping option. So you want to take care of that one as well. Or within Facebook, you can do a whole shopping section. So definitely diversify from Amazon. That's a thing you should absolutely do, because you don't want to wake up and see that your account is gone.
Yep, that's for sure. All right. So this is the last chance to get an entry into the consult with Wilfried. Hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. Tag 2 people, you get an extra entry. All right, Wilfried. So any other bits of advice that you could give to our listeners?
Yeah, well, that's basically what I started this whole podcast is create something worth making. And some people always jump on the next big trend because they think, oh, it's everyone is selling that product, let me also do it. But and don't fall in love with your product. If it's not working, it's not working. Try something else. And that's always hard to say goodbye to a product you definitely believe in. But if it's not working, then the quality is not good enough, or your presentation is not good enough, or the price is too low. Try something different.
What was that app that you mentioned for your reputation management that you got off of AppSumo?
Awario.com.
Awario.
Awario, yeah.
So if you've never gone to AppSumo, it's one of the best kept secrets. You can get incredible lifetime deals for next to nothing. So, it might be $49 that you pay. It's a newer software. Like my calendar is booked like a boss. And I got a lifetime deal from them for, I think, $49. If you go and try to buy it right now, it's probably $197 for the year. And I mean, they have ones that are $69 that you save $1,500. There's all sorts of deals that you can go. You don't have to buy everything. Wilfried does, but but
it's an addiction,
but check it out. It's so cool. AppSumo. If you haven't checked it out, it'll be your best friend.
Yeah, it's funny. We were not affiliated anywhere to AppSumo, but no. I just went on the website and they have WP Compress. And what it does, it compresses all your images in your script So your site will be fast loading, and that's one of the most important things you need to have for Google. And it's normally $228 a year, and now it's $39. So
Yeah.
grab it. It
that's-
works.
Yep, that's great. So, all right. So I think that's it. Before we get there,
Simon says, I'm listening to vinyl. Yeah, I just rediscovered my vinyl records again. People should do that as well. You see here, Black Sabbath.
yeah.
It's amazing. This is the old feeling again. The crispy sound of the needle on the record. It's amazing.
So what are you saying?
There was a question from Simon.
Okay.
You didn't see it? Simon says, I'm still listening to vinyl. You see my record player in the back?
Oh, okay. I got it. I got it. I can't read the stuff that comes in. Kelsey has to do it for me. I got glasses. I need stronger glasses. All right. Hey, Wilfried, look, you're going to come back again. Just love having you on. You're a great friend. And also the amount of information that you have is fantastic. So at the end, if you could just hold on, I think Kelsey probably told you, just wanted to talk to you quickly. But once again, thank you for coming on the podcast today and sharing the 5 steps for your product listing, as well as the top 10 trends in Facebook. I think that's it. And you've never seen the Wheel of Kelsey.
No.
All right, Kels.
Here we go.
Well,
You'll see
you're
it
in for
now.
a treat.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
Okay, it's time for the Wheel of Kelsey. So thank you everyone who entered today's vote. And I'm just going to shuffle up these names. So this is for a 30-minute consult with Wilfried. If you are the winner, please email me at k@lunchwithnorm.com or message me on Facebook. Those are the easiest ways to get a hold of me. And here we go. Okay. Jessica Rabbit from YouTube. So that is
All right, fantastic.
Okay, so Rosalind, if you could please email me, and I'll connect you with Wilfried for the prize.
All right, I got to ask a question, and this can be even after the podcast. I just want to know who your favorite classic band was. So I'm seeing Ozzy Osbourne here. So let's see what our listening audience, who's their favorite band. I'm just kind of curious. You can post that in our community too, Kels. It's just interested now that vinyl's come back.
Well, what's yours?
I've got all my records. That's what I'll do after this. No more work today.
A cigar, a whiskey, and a vinyl record. No one else.
And a Butterfinger or whatever they're called. All right. So thank you everybody for joining us today. I hope you got and can apply some of these nuggets that Wilfried was dropping. Some of them are fantastic. Also, make sure that you take action. It's so important. When do we have this next one? Friday. Okay, we're going to have another repeat guest, Ashley Armstrong, on. And she was one of the biggest downloaded podcasts that we've had. She was incredible the last time. We're going to be talking about optimized customer decisions to increase your sales. Now, before I say anything more, I just want to say thank you again to our sponsor, Global Wired Advisors, a leading digital investment bank focused on optimizing the business sale process. For more information, please visit globalwiredadvisors.com. Tomorrow, we are on Clubhouse at 1 o'clock if you'd like to join. We had a fairly large group the last time. We're going to be talking about cash flow tomorrow. And I've got some incredible experts that are going to be coming on talking to us about how to increase cash flow, whether you're an Amazon seller, e-com seller, or just opening up your own business, bricks and mortars. All right, Kels, anything else?
I had a question come in from Michael about how to spell Awario. So I found it. It's Awario. So that's how you spell it. I'll also put the link in the comment as well shortly. But yes, thank you everyone for joining. If you haven't yet, please smash those like buttons. Join our YouTube channel. It's Norman Farrar, but if you search Lunch with Norm, you'll be able to find it, no problem. That's where we keep all the highlights and full episodes. as well as you can join our Facebook group. That's where all the good stuff happens. You can find it Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA, and eCommerce Collective. And just want to give a shout out to our Patreon users. Thank you so much for supporting us with Patreon. If you're interested in the discounts, free services, we got guest lessons, AMAs, hot seats, all that good stuff, you can check out our Patreon account. That's patreon.com/lunchwithnorm. I'll put the link in as well. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
Okay, so join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Just like Kelsey just mentioned, thank you for being part of our community. We couldn't do it without you, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Lunch with Norm.